So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about how you can double, if not triple, the revenue and the sales that come through your sales funnel and the number of customers that you've got just by changing the model that you're using. Let's talk about that. So firstly, if you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Penberthy. I help entrepreneurs and business owners get more results in and for their business and generate more customers online. If you'd like to learn more about how I can help you, then I do have a training. I'll leave it in the description box in the top comment, and that'll take you through the entire process actually, from creating ads to building a sales funnel that actually converts strangers into customers. So do go check that out. But in today's video, I want to talk about how we can actually have our sales funnels and our sales processes be, continuing to evolve and moving with the times. And I want to kind of tell you a little bit of a backstory to kind of get this thing moving. So firstly, I got together with my team around about October of last year, and we were looking at one particular funnel, one sales process, one webinar in fact, that was selling one of our courses. And we had that thing going since the January of that year. And it wasn't until October that we eventually got together and realized that we had pretty much not altered that funnel at all. We had changed nothing about it. The capture page, registration page hadn't changed. Thank you page hadn't changed. The webinar itself hadn't changed. The sales process hadn't changed. The checkout page, like nothing in the process had changed. Now, that funnel did go on to do $1 million in sales, and it continues to do very, very well. But it suddenly had this little brainwave, and I was like, man, we've literally not touched this thing. So that means that in almost a year, coming up on a year, we have not gone back and reevaluated that sales process and change it and adapt it based on where the market's going and where the industry's going and how things are just naturally evolving and changing. And since looking at it and looking at the numbers, we've seen that, okay, we did actually have a drop in results. From January, our webinar would, get X amount registration rate, X amount attendance rate, and X amount sales conversion. And then back down there in October, we were finding that all three of those numbers had gone down. Not a huge amount, but it had gone down. But at the same time, paid ads were getting more expensive. So if you look at your profit margin in the middle, it was getting a little bit smaller. And it forced me to just have a look around and see what was going on in the landscape of our industry. And what I've actually decided to do is we are launching a whole new model for selling one of our programs, where rather than doing what we've usually been doing of selling a $1,000 course, we're actually coming out with a $5,000 course, which is soon to be $10,000. We're going to incrementally put the price up, and we're going through a call system. So building a sales team so that people can jump on the phone with someone on my team, have a chat with them and see if they're the right fit for our program, and then move forward with it. Because if you look at the math, it just works out better. And I'm going to break some of that down in just a minute. But what I want you to understand is, for you and your business right now, you need to first spend a good deal of time looking out on the landscape of your industry and what you've got going on, and see what is working successfully right now. Because, in my space of marketing education, webinars still work incredibly well. You've probably heard about webinar funnels. If you haven't, I've got a ton of training, on my YouTube channel. Webinars do work really, really well. However, they are getting a little bit harder in my industry of marketing education because they're so overused, because there's people like me teaching it all the time. So they still work incredibly well, but they're getting a little bit harder and a little bit more expensive. Whereas when I'm teaching this to customers and clients of mine in industries outside of marketing and outside of business, it's still working phenomenally well. So for me, I'm looking at the model going, all right, well, let's see if we need to mix things up and try something new. And you need to do the same thing. You need to look at all these different sales funnels that you're being being told about all the time. Launching a book funnel, a tripwire funnel, a free plus ship funnel, a webinar funnel, a high ticket funnel, a phone close funnel. Like, there are so many different types of funnels, and there is a lot of training where people do just say, go pick one and run with it. And there is some truth to that. You need to just get off your butt, and just go do something. But at the same time, you need to see what is actually working in our industry. What worked last year might have changed this year. What works this year may change by next year. So let me give you a quick example for my industry and for my company. Whoops, I just kicked the radiator. So let's say over here we've got a webinar. All right, a webinar funnel that sells one of our $1,000 courses. Let's just keep it a nice round number. All right. So if we go out there and let's just say that we're getting $10 leads. Let's just work with a really nice round number. So we're getting $10 leads. So let's say that I've spent $10,000 on the ads. At $10 a lead, I'm getting 1,000 leads. I'm really nervous right now because I'm doing live math and I'm terrible. I dropped out of school and there's all kinds of craziness. So let's see how well this goes. Pete, if I do something wrong, you can tell me. So 1,000 leads at $10 a lead, right? So I've got 1,000 people in. Let's say that probably 30% actually show up on the webinar. So of those 1,000, you're gonna have 300 people that actually show up on the webinar. Of those 300, you are gonna do incredibly well if you get a 10% conversion rate on a webinar. That's like top tier. People always talk about this 10% number, and it's kind of deluding people into thinking that that's really easy. That's actually quite difficult to get 10%. My webinars convert at 10%, some of them convert higher than that, but I've been doing it for years. 5% is actually still considered very, very good, especially for an automated. You can actually make automated webinars work at a $1,000 price point, even if they convert like 2, 3, 4%. So let's just work with 5%, which is actually pretty high. So you're gonna make 15 sales. 15 sales of your $1,000 product, that's gonna get you 15K, all right? So if you look at these numbers, right, you've put $10,000 into the ads, and with a webinar funnel selling a $1,000 product, you're getting 15K back. Now, let's say that you have a refund or two. Let's say that you have some chargebacks. Let's say, you've got some people on payment plans. So you might find that you put 10 in and get 10 out. Now that works great for an entry-level funnel. Because as I've taught here on this channel and in my trainings, and I'm teaching our clients all the time, you really want a funnel that breaks even. So if you can put 10K in and get 10K back out, fantastic. You've broken even, now put them into something else. But I'm just, trying to, oh, I kicked the radiator again. Let's move that thing. So I'm just trying to open up your eyes to something different. I'm actually gonna move it, Pete, because it's bugging me. There we go. So now, what we've launched now is we're gonna do an offer where they actually jump on the phone with someone on my team, okay, and then they'll see if they're a good fit for our program. So let's put, it's actually called Expert Accelerator. So let's go ahead and put 10K here because it's going to be just about going up to 10K here very soon. So we've got our Expert Accelerator, spelt that wrong. So Expert Accelerator is 10K. So now let's do the same math, all right? So we're going to spend $10,000 on the ads, okay? And now of that, we're going to get about the same. We're going to put them through a simple funnel where they opt into our list first, because that's always important. So we're going to have 1,000 people, come through that. And so now we haven't got to, we're not subject to an attendance rate because everyone sees the video. So of that 1,000, even if we get even just 1% of people that actually come through, that would be 10. We're probably going to go for 5% again of people to actually be more than that. That's what we're seeing already. Anyway, my math's already off. But let's just work with 5%. So that's 50 people. 50 people book a call, okay? Now if we think about the math, it's 50 people. So of that, we probably have 25 people that actually take a call, 5 people. Yeah, so that works better.
This is still staying in the video.
Yeah, you turd. So we've got 50 people that have booked a call. Now, I'm just trying to make sure that I'm not just making up numbers because some of those won't be a good fit. So let's actually say that of those 50 that book a call, 25 are actually a good application, meaning the other 25, they either, they filled out the application that goes alongside booking a call and it was terrible, right? They just kind of one-word answers, wasn't helpful for us and we're just not gonna make that call. We're actually gonna cancel those calls. Some of the others, they're just not gonna answer the phone. So let's say we've got 25 people that actually, answer the phone and we're gonna attempt to convert at about 20%. That's pretty standard to be able to convert 20% on the phone with someone who knows what they're doing, in sales. So of that, we're looking at getting 5 sales. So of those 5 sales, that's gonna get us 50K, okay? 50K from 10K, as opposed to 15K from 10K. Same traffic, same ad spend, same amount of leads, but you can see they are kind of worlds apart. Now, even if we're starting at the 5K, right? Even if we're starting at the 5K price point, we'll just halve that and that's still 25K. So 25K instead of 15K. So you see what I'm saying? It's looking at the model and that's what we're doing at my company. So we're gonna still be rolling with these two things. We're rolling with this funnel, and a bunch of other stuff, but it's about looking at where the industry is going in your particular space, see what your competitors are doing, seeing what's working well and what's not, and adjusting accordingly. So for me, we've literally only used webinars to a $1,000 product for the longest time, and we've cleaned up. We've done many millions in sales and revenue of our courses. We get great results for our customers. They love it. It's been happy days. But this is the year where I've decided actually we need to we need to step it up a bit and do something different like this, not only so we can be testing new things and share it here on our YouTube channel and Facebook page and other things like that and share it with our clients, but also because we need to adapt to where everything's going. If ads are getting a bit more expensive, then great, this can work as a liquidation funnel where you're liquidating the ad spend, you're just breaking even, but there's not necessarily a ton of profit. So we want to try a different model. Now, if this model doesn't work, then we'll try something else. So we're just going to keep trying different things until we find the one that really takes off, right? So anyway, what I'm wanting you to take away from this is don't just hear book funnel. I've got to have a book and then that'll be the best funnel. Or I've got to have a webinar, that's going to be the best thing. I've got to do a bridge funnel. I've got to do a tripwire funnel, right? There is no right or wrong answer when it comes to building sales funnels, but you've got to use a bit of common sense. Look out there, see what everyone else is doing and run with things that are proven, all right? So hopefully that was helpful for you. If it was, I'm gonna leave a link in the description box in the top comment to a free training that I've got that actually breaks down this entire process. You know, not only how to choose the model, but how to choose your price point, how to run ads and build a funnel and do that whole thing to be able to actually grow your company and work with the clients that you want to work with and the customers that you want. So there's a link in the description box for that. Go check it out. I think you really like it. Also hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell notification. We're putting out a ton of new content like this on a regular basis. And finally, leave me a comment below. Hit the like button, leave me a comment. It's the only way I know that you're actually getting value from these videos is by you leaving a comment. Let me know what you think of this, all right? So with that, thanks for watching this video and I'll see you in a future one.